cockroaches evolves into a giant humanoid creature. Now, they are strong and intelligent. They start hunting humans to take revenge on them for what happened to their ancestors. But humans can also transform into insects to fight back. Can humans survive against these cockroaches? And how did they evolve so fast? Find out in the video. It's the 21st century, and Earth is basically too crowded. Humans decide to fix things by terraforming Mars. Fancy word for making Mars a livable place, by planting stuff and sending genetically modified cockroaches over to speed things up. Flash forward to year 2597. Two people, Kumachi and Nana, are in trouble. Big trouble. The cops are chasing them because they've been framed for murder. Third Dr. Honda steps in with an offer they really can't refuse. You want to avoid jail time? Go to Mars and get rid of those freaky genetically altered cockroaches we have sent there 500 years ago. Yeah, those cockroaches, which are now probably running Mars or plotting to take over. Dr. Honda is like, look, if you take out these cockroaches on Mars, not only will you avoid being locked up for murder, but I'll also throw in a fat stack of cash. Kumachi, being the smart guy he is, immediately smells something fishy. But not having any other option, they sign the contract. 2 years later, they're on a spaceship called Bugs 2, and they're joined by a whole team of other ex-criminals who probably didn't read the fine print of their contracts. Captain Dojima walks in and says, prepare for the Mars landing. They land on Mars, and guess what? Mars is no longer looking like the red, dusty desert we all know. It's more like Earth. Then Lieutenant Mina does the cool thing and launches this device into the air like she's aiming for the world's biggest bug zapper. The device starts shooting chemicals all over the place, which, according to the mission manual, should hopefully kill the cockroaches. Finally, Captain Dojima is like, all right, team, you're in pairs. Go out, confirm the roaches are toast, and do it in 3 hours. Their drone picks up something weird, a spaceship called Bugs 1. Guess the naming committee got lazy after Bugs 2. That was secretly sent to Mars by the Japanese government 10 years ago. Meanwhile, Jen and Maria are off doing their thing, scouting the area, trying to find those cockroach carcasses. But here's the catch. They don't find any. No dead roaches. It's like they've all gone on vacation or something. As they move forward, Jen and his teammates stumble upon something even weirder. Caveman-like humanoids. Yeah, not mutant cockroaches, but actual humanoid creatures. Jen freaks out and hides with his buddy. Kumachi and Nana are off having their own terrifying encounter with a creature. Kumachi, being the brave, or just plain dumb guy he is, tries to greet one of these humanoids. The creature has other plans. It charges at them like it's auditioning for Fast and Furious Mars and immediately attacks Nana, snapping her neck like it's just another Tuesday. RP Nana. She didn't even get a chance to say, what the heck? The creature then runs off at lightning speed, probably going to tell all its caveman buddies about the weird humans on Mars. Meanwhile, Jen's team regroups and tells Kumachi the bad news, so they all head back to the spaceship, looking for answers. Kumachi, straight up, confronts Captain Dojima, asking, yo, why didn't you tell us about these monsters? And get this, the captain's like, oh yeah, I knew about them the whole time. I was just following orders from Dr. Honda, who told me to keep it quiet. The creatures were actually sent here 500 years ago, but thanks to all the radiation, they evolved like crazy fast. Then Dr. Honda pops up. He explains that he prepared these special injections that'll give everyone superpowers. They'll have different powers depending on their DNA, and these powers come from insects. Don't ask me how that works, but I guess we'll all get bugged out on Mars. Osako's like, yo, this is getting out of hand. Let's just leave Mars. It's clearly a death trap here. But before anyone can run away, the cockroaches on steroids start heading towards their ship, looking like they're ready for a fight. One of the team members, Lee, who clearly doesn't read the "this is too dangerous" signs, volunteers to go out and take on the monster. Lee injects himself with the insect DNA. His body starts mutating faster than a college student during finals week. He turns into an insect hybrid with the superpower of a ground beetle. Lee charges at the terraformer, landing a bunch of kicks, knocking it back. But the monster isn't backing down. It strikes right back. Then, Lee pulls out the big guns. He shoots an intense flame from his hands, burning the creature and sending it flying. Lee didn't actually kill the creature. He only burned off its outer shell. The creature charges at Lee, and with one brutal hit through the stomach, it kills him instantly. The team watches in horror as another creature appears on the window, just casually bashing the glass like it's trying to find a way inside. Eventually, the glass shatters, and the creature breaks in. Captain Dojima injects himself with the DNA. His transformation is based on the bullet ant. This guy can now lift 100 times his own weight. Yeah, I know, I can barely lift my groceries. He uses this to smash the cockroach to the ground like it's a paperweight, and kills it easily with his insane power. Team's all like, that was cool, now we can chill. Wait, what's that on the radar? The radar picks up hundreds of terraformers heading straight for them, because why not add more monsters to the party? So the team realizes they gotta bounce out of there, Cute Lieutenant tries to start the spaceship, but engine doesn't work. It's like someone sabotaged it. So now, they've got no choice but to leave the ship behind and head to Bugs 1 spaceship to find the parts they need to fix their ship. Captain Dojima decides to stay behind and make sure the terraformers don't turn me into their new punching bag. Meanwhile, Kumachi takes a last emotional look at Nana. He promises I'll come back for you. But right before he leaves, he notices something weird. A string of silk floating out of Nana's mouth. The team climbs into the Mars rover, ready for their next crazy adventure, and then Suka does his insect DNA thing, transforming into a rosemary beetle, or whatever, with the power to shoot flame projectiles. Suka grabs onto the rover and uses his fire to propel the team forward. The team is in serious trouble. They see a massive wave coming toward them, but instead of water, it's a tsunami of terraformers. They crash into the sea of insects and thank goodness, they survived it. But before they can celebrate, another, even bigger tsunami of terraformers is coming their way. They try to escape, but unfortunately their rover flips over, sending the team flying into the air like ragdolls. Inside the rover, everyone gets knocked out. Meanwhile, the rover decides to take the wheel itself, like a self-driving car, and just drives off. The teammates who got thrown out are stuck fighting the insects alone. But guess what? They're getting picked off one by one by the relentless cockroaches. Finally, the rest of the team wakes up and realizes they made it to Bugs 1 spaceship, so they head into Bugs 1, leaving just 2 guys outside to watch. Inside, Mina runs a diagnostic on Bugs 1, and plot twist, the ship is transmitting data to Earth. Then they hear gunshots. The team rushes outside, and they find their 2 guard buddies lying dead, full of holes. Turns out, the cockroaches have figured out how to use guns. Someone give them American citizenship. Kumachi injects himself with the insect DNA, transforming into a giant hornet. He starts laying the smackdown on the terraformers, punching holes through them. Meanwhile, Jen turns into a desert locust. This guy can jump 90 stories in a single leap. He's decapitating terraformers with his kicks. Mina transforms into a praying mantis. Together, they overwhelm the terraformers in no time, crushing them like they're nothing. Easy peasy. Back to Dr. Honda. He's talking to a cockroach who can speak Japanese. Then this cockroach with Japanese citizenship enters into spaceship and points a gun at the captain who's lying on the floor, clearly exhausted from all the fighting. Suddenly, cockroach opens up, and out pops Auka. Yeah, she's alive. Why? Because her mutation is based on the emerald cockroach wasp, which can control cockroaches and wear their exoskeletons like a suit. She starts shooting the captain multiple times. Then she pours water on Aiko, her another secret crewmate. Turns out, both of them working with the doctor all along on a secret mission. He was the one who sabotaged the flight system on Bugs 2. Why? Because the doctor wants those sweet, sweet terraformers' eggs brought back to Earth. Meanwhile, Kumachi and the team are listening to the engine of Bugs 2, and the doctor reveals the true plan. They weren't just here to exterminate the cockroaches. Doctor's goal is to make Japan a super powerful country by using hybrids cockroaches in army. I think Japan needs another little boy. The team is shocked to listen this. They're betrayed by Dr. Honda. Back at the Bug 1 spaceship, Aiko and Auka try to take off from Mars with the terraformers' eggs. But eggs hatch early, and what do they hatch into? Not cute baby bugs. Nope, they hatch into 2 super evolved terraformers. And these guys are like god-tier cockroaches. Auka, being the brave insect queen, charges in and tries to control them with her mind control. These evolved cockroaches are totally immune to her powers. Instead of being simps, they punch through her stomach and kill her like she's just a bug on the windshield. The cockroaches aren't done yet. They send out a distress call, and the cockroaches underground, they flap their wings and fly straight for the spaceship, causing a massive malfunction. The ship stalls and gets pulled back toward Mars, crashing right near Bugs 1 spaceship. These cockroaches aren't playing nice. They surround Kumachi and his team and order the insect horde to attack. They inject themselves with more DNA. Because why not? They've already mutated a couple times. They start fighting like bug-killing machines, defeating tons of regular cockroaches. But the 2 evolved terraformers, the ultimate cockroaches. These guys are like the final boss in a video game, with crazy battle skills. Mina charges in to fight one of them, and she's dead in an instant. Jen witnessing his friend being obliterated like it's nothing. But this fight isn't over yet. It's wave after wave of terraformers. Jen lands a devastating kick that knocks the evolved cockroach's head off. Jen's all that energy is gone, and he just collapses. Enter Kumachi. He tries to fight off the last leader, but gets defeated super easily and ends up grievously wounded. The evolved cockroach stops. He notices something coming. And what's that? Oh, that's a Nana who died earlier. But her body has evolved into something crazy powerful. She's sprinkling the glowing dust on cockroaches, which is a gunpowder. A cockroach fires at Nana, and a massive explosion follows. The whole place goes up in flames with cockroaches barbecue. Jen's not gonna leave his friend hanging. He saves him at the last second from the flames, just in time. Kumachi's left crying, seeing the woman he loved buried in the explosions. When the dust settles, Kumachi wakes up and sees the aftermath. Gen is seriously hurt, and he's about to die. And with his last breath, he tells Kumachi, "Live on for both of us." Kumachi, still upset, finds the evolved cockroach alive and punches it in anger for all the destruction it caused. But then, plot twist, he decides to be the bigger man and spares its life. After that, he heads into the spaceship and, surprise, Aiko is still alive. Aiko pulls a gun on him, but then saves him by shooting the terraformer behind him. They both start Bug 1 spaceship and launch into the atmosphere. Meanwhile, back at base, Dr. Honda's in panic mode because his secret project has been broadcasted live on international TV. He realizes the government's going to kill him for this whole disaster and tries to hide. Then, his assistant, who is a spy from the government, points a gun at him and shoots him. But Dr. Honda had a poison plan for this exact moment and kills her instead. Meanwhile, Aiko, all determined, swears he's going to expose the people behind this whole crazy experiment. Kumachi's got a weird feeling that this whole Mars mess isn't over and that they'll be back someday. Foreshadowing alert.